There are a lot of financial advisors out there, and all of us are just a little bit different. So now that you've made the decision that it's time to hire a financial advisor, how do you make sure you're choosing the right one for you? My name is Brandy Branstetter, and I'm the co-founder of Beyond Well. In today's video, I am going to walk through 10 questions that would be really helpful for you to ask a financial advisor as you're starting the process of finding that perfect match for you. So the first step of this process is once you've got your names gathered or you've got a few referrals from some friends or some family members, it's really important to set up an introductory call or an interview with that financial advisor. Once you get the interview set, I have these 10 questions that you'll really benefit in asking this advisor to figure out if it's really going to be the right match for you. So the first thing you probably want to know from anybody you're hiring to help you with your money is, do they have the experience and the knowledge required to help you with your financial goals or help you with your specific financial needs? And so the first question you might ask somebody is, what are their certifications? And I will tell you, in my opinion, credentials really do matter when it comes to financial planning and investment management solutions. So when you're talking to an advisor who has the CFP marks behind their name, that stands for Certified Financial Planner Professional. And basically what this is telling you is that this person has spent a lot of time going through education requirements in order to gain some base level knowledge in all the different areas of financial planning. It also proves that this person had to pass some pretty rigorous testing in order to claim these CFP marks as their designation. And it's also helpful for you to understand that because this person is a certified financial planner professional, that they're also required to complete a lot of hours of continuing education every year. So you can feel confident that your CFP Pro is up to date on rules, regulations, and new strategies that might be coming out in the world of financial planning. Another designation that's really important is a CFA designation. This is a Chartered Financial Analyst. And this is pretty much the gold standard in working with anybody in your investment management portfolio. So once again, lots of education requirements, pass significantly rigorous tests in order to prove that they have the knowledge and the background and the expertise to help you with your financial needs. Another question that you might want to ask your financial advisor that you're interviewing is, how long have they been a financial advisor? I don't know about you, but when I'm hiring a professional services company, I want to know they've been around for a while. And I'm not necessarily their first client, and I'm not going to be their last customer that they service. So I want to know that somebody's been in the business long enough to have that experience beyond just the education requirements in order to really help me with what it is that I need. And the last question in understanding if they can really help you with the knowledge and expertise is understanding, are they a fiduciary? And I think it's really important that as a consumer, you understand what a fiduciary can do for you for financial planning and investment advice. So if your financial advisor is a fiduciary, then they are obligated to act in your best interest and put your own interest above their own interest. And so it's interesting when I bring this point up with certain people, because a lot of people aren't aware that not all financial advisors have to be fiduciaries. And once again, if you're paying somebody for honest, straightforward, and objective advice, don't you want to make sure that you can be confident that they're doing it because it is the best thing for you and not necessarily the best thing for them? So those are those questions that you should ask in making sure that they have the right knowledge and expertise to help you. The next thing that you probably want to know, and it's super important to you, is, do they work with other people like you? And so the first question you might ask them is, what services do they provide? And you'll want to make sure that they can list out all the different areas of financial planning and investment help that they are really good at and they can help you with. You know, for instance, do they help you in evaluating your employee benefit option? Do they help you with retirement planning? Do they help you with financial goal planning or cash flow management and making sure that you have the right savings plan for today, tomorrow, and 20 years into the future? So making sure you understand exactly what those services are is really important. A lot of financial advisors will say they do comprehensive planning or holistic planning, but to the regular person, that doesn't really mean a lot, especially with a lot of financial advisors having different definitions of what they feel is comprehensive or what they feel is holistic in their planning setup. So another thing that is really important to know is not only do they work with people like you by offering the services that are really important to you, but are they a generalist or are they a specialist? So meaning, do they specifically work with people who are in the same lifestyle stage as you? So are you in your 30s and starting to have a family? You probably want to work with a financial advisor who has a lot of clients that are in that same life category as you. Or are you 60 years old and getting ready to retire? Well, you may want to find a financial advisor that works with a lot of other 60-year-olds and helps them transition into retirement. Because the more specialized an advisor can get in the specific types of clients they work with, is just reassurance to you that they have that knowledge and expertise and many repetitions in helping their clients solve the same issues that you may have as well. And so those are the questions that you would ask to figure out, do they work with people like you? Another thing that you probably want to know before you hire a financial advisor is, what does their process look like? And one of the questions that you could ask to find this information is, how will they communicate with you? Are you expected to have in-person, face-to-face meetings? Are they going to be video conferences? Is it strictly phone calls, emails? Does their communication style match up to the way that you want to be communicated with? For me personally, I think communication is the key to any successful relationship. So it's really important to make sure that those professionals that I'm hiring are giving me very clear expectations to how we'll communicate and how we'll continue to work together into the future. Another thing that you would want to ask them is, how often will you guys be communicating? So will you be meeting one time a year? Will you be meeting twice a year? Will you have access to them on the phone or email at any time? Or is it only specific times of the year where you're going to be able to lean on them for assistance? So those are important questions to ask them. You'll also want to know, in the process, who will you be working with? Is it going to be the one financial advisor that you're talking to that's going to be your main point of contact? Or is there an entire team of people behind that advisor that you may meet with or have contact with when talking about different things that are important to you? For instance, is there somebody on their team that specializes in tax work? So if you have a tax question, you'll be directed to that person versus somebody who's really versed in retirement planning strategies. Will you be working with a different member of the team on all of these aspects and areas? So it's important to know that information, so then that way you can feel comfortable with what your expectations are for the relationship moving forward. Another question that I love to get asked, so I think it's really important that you ask this to any financial advisor that you're interviewing, is, what is that advisor's philosophies or values around financial planning and investment management solution? So you're going to be looking for keywords like education, collaboration, communication, transparency, or low cost, maybe when we're talking about investment strategy, or socially responsible. These are the things that will align with your personal values of the things that you think are really important when hiring a professional to be able to help you. For instance, at Beyond Wealth, we are very much focused on collaboration and education because we want to make sure that all of our clients understand the why behind every single recommendation. And through education, we can give them that power through knowledge to feel very confident that the decisions that we're making together are the ones that are best for them and they understand why we're doing it. And then the last thing you probably want to know when evaluating a financial advisor is, how much is this going to cost, right? So one of the questions you could ask, well, straight up, you could just ask them, how much does this cost, or how much are your services? But you want to know, how are they going to get paid for their services? There's a lot of very different models when it comes to different financial advisory firms. Some firms will charge a flat fee for financial advice. Other firms might charge an hourly fee, a percentage of the investment assets they manage for you. Or other advisors might be paid through commissions they earn on certain products that they offer you. And there's no one way that is the most superior way or the worst way to operate your business. It's just super important as a consumer that you understand exactly how your advisor is going to get paid and that you see the value in all the service they're going to be providing you in the fee that you're paying them for that service provided. So at the end of the day, it really boils down to, once you get all these questions answered, do you feel comfortable with that advisor? Because if you don't feel comfortable with your financial advisor, you're probably going to be really reluctant to follow any of the advice that they give you. And you're probably not going to want to come in for your scheduled meetings or communication with that advisor. So it's super important that you can feel like you can open up to this person and you can talk about things in greater depth and detail than just performance numbers and how much you should be saving to your 401k, because there's so much more to financial planning and managing your investment strategy than just getting to retirement one day. There's a lot of life to live in between. So thanks for joining us on this video today, and I'll be chatting with you again soon. Thanks.